Hey everyone, we're back in Montenegro at Navar shipyard and doing a lot of refit work on the boat, ready to put it back in the water hopefully at the end of next week. So the boatyard's out of space and they've told us you must be back in the water mid-February. So that's put a lot of pressure on us to get the boat ready, well at least all the stuff in the water. So let me take you around and show you some of the stuff that's getting done or is going to be done soon. So one of the first things that I've done is use Dumberline paint in the anchor locker here. So I've put the anchor down on the ground underneath and really cleaned up these horrible looking anchor lockers. That's where the gas bottle is. So looking a lot better. I'll put the photos here on what it used to look like before. One of the tasks that I need to do actually is change the stitching here, the ropes. That's quite a big task and I need to get under the boat to do it. We also, and I'll give you a better shot in a second, used Dumberline paint here. Okay, this is the four-peak. Okay, looking a lot nicer. I'll give you a shot of that from down below. We've polished the bimini top here, ready for a new canvas to go on. So we're changing all of the canvases on the boat. Before it was all ripping and very run down, maybe 10 years old. So moving to the back of the boat is where most of the work's happening. So both engines, we've changed a lot of parts in it. So you can see here, this is the gearbox, the hydraulics for the steering system. But let's go inside the engine room and I'll show you some of the stuff that's happening. So the first thing you'll notice, the rudder stocks are out. So we've had to change them, the bearings, everything except the rudders themselves, basically. And I'll show you when we get below the boat what that looks like. And then going into the engine room, you can see the engine mounts. This one still needs to get changed, but we're changing those. I'd argue probably one of the most expensive parts of the boat refit. I think it's about 800-900 euros each mount, which is ridiculous in my mind. And I need 8 of them. We've taken the alternators off. We're changing the bilge pumps at the back. I'll show you in the other engine room what that looks like. And one of the best features is we put new LED lighting in so we can see nice and easily. So moving back through the boat here, we've changed the upholstery on the couch and on these 2 seats here. And also, in the kitchen, we put a new fridge in. The old one was working, but it was about 11 years old. So we thought best to change it whilst it's on the hard because this fridge is very big and hard to get out. We put a new oven in. The old one was gas and we really wanted electric. I don't want much gas on this boat. But we have kept the gas stove more as a backup. So if we did lose electricity, we can still cook. We do need to polish the countertop here. You can see here it's a bit scratched up. Someone's coming to do that. Let's go down below and take a look at that forward locker. So before I go there, these are some of the new cushions that we've got. I think these ones go out on the top. So in here, through the shower room, this is the freshly painted with Dumberline locker. And you can see we've taken out, and I'll put the photo up here, on what it used to look like, the washer, dryer as separate units and put a combined unit in. One of my favorite purchases for the boat were these new bronze through-hull fittings. I think they look absolutely fantastic and they're about the best ones you can get. No compromise when it comes to safety on anything that goes through the boat. So this is a starboard engine, and most of the work on this one's been finished. But you can see here, we've got nice new engine mounts, if you can see there. The alternator's off, there's a new bilge pump in there. And one of the things we are doing is changing the fuel filter, if you can see there where the Volvo Penta is, to a new one that you can see through, so I know if there's any water in it. And again, we put some really nice lights in so we can see what's going on. So taking a look under the boat, we've taken the tender off the lift there, and it is in pretty bad shape, but we're just going to have to make do with it for a while. They're quite expensive to buy new. Ideally, we look at one with a center console. One of the big tasks has been cleaning the washboards here, or the back of the boat. I put Dunbarleen paint there, and we've cleaned all the stainless steel. But just getting under here has been quite hard. But that's looking nice. Again, something you can't do when the boat's in the water. And we've taken out the underwater lights, and we're going to fill that in and put new lights, but with a much smaller hole. Again, for safety in case something was to happen there. And these are the new rudder bearings and rudder stocks that have gone in. And we need to align the shafts before the boat goes back in the water once the gearbox is back in. And you can see these nice new through-hull fittings that I was talking about. One of the biggest jobs has been redoing the anti-foul. So they sanded it right back and have put 4 or 5 layers of anti-foul back on, because it was really in terrible condition, as you can see from this photo. One task, if I can show you under here, that's remaining. There we go, if I can get you that shot. This is the transducer. So I've got a new transducer. This tells you the depth, the speed, and the water temperature. It was still working, this one, but I thought let's change it just in case anything was to happen, because it is quite old. Again, just so I don't need to take this boat out the water, because it costs a lot of money each time. And we're nearly 9 meters wide. Trying to find a berth that can, or a crane that can do that, is also quite challenging. So here's the anchor. We've taken that down. It's full stainless steel, which is great, but it's only 60 meters. So at some stage, I'm going to need to get some more anchor chain. 60 meters will only allow me to anchor in up to about 10 to 12 meters of water, which is okay, but I'd like a bit more wiggle room on that. And one of the other tasks that's happening today is we're polishing the side of the boat. So this will take a couple of days. They're removing this gold stripe. We're going to put some new stickers on and really give the boat a real nice polish, make it look like new. So here are the guys with a heat gun taking the stickers off.
So that was an update on some of the refit work that's going on. I'll provide a lot more details once the refit's complete, including costs, decisions on various parts, and share some lessons learned. I hope you found it useful, and looking forward to coming back to you soon.